Okay guys, just a quick word before we go into the another account. I've just been looking for an account suitable to use, and I got a whole bunch of these with sort of recipes already created. I found this one which I found kind of interesting, which is just YouTube plain syndication, just direct syndication to everywhere. And you can see up here I've got two going to Blogger here, and the reason for that is one of them is a favorite and one of them is new video uploads. Now what we can do with that is we can take it further again, as we mentioned before, where we can do a lot of bookmarking into that Blogger account to get more value from it, and there's no harm in doing that, even though the YouTube video will be sort of bookmarked as well. But making these Blogger sites more powerful just by doing this is not a bad idea at all. It's actually quite a decent thing to do. Okay, so let's just jump into another channel. Okay, so I found one that was empty, and this is one I used to use quite a lot. I've actually seen a lot of rankings from this one, so I know that there's some good Web 2.0 properties in there that have been built up and they were ranking. But you can see here the LinkedIn has been disabled, and I'm not surprised at that because this was one of the first ones that we used when we first started testing the IFTTT stuff, and there was a lot of crazy stuff going on here into those different channels. Okay. What we found with the link was, and you have to be aware of this, if you're going to use this strategy, then you need to be aware that it's not going to look pretty by the time it gets to the end of the link wheel. Okay, sometimes it's just plain ugly, and you've got multiple headlines and all that kind of stuff. But if you can accept that for just what it is and don't put any of your branded accounts near this, then it's fine. Okay, so all of these accounts in here have been done on Fiverr, and they're not any that I care about. Okay, you would not put any branded social networks or Web 2.0 accounts in here. Okay, the only thing that you've got in here that has any sort of value is your YouTube channel, and the syndication comes from your YouTube channel, and everywhere else is created in some kind of crazy link wheels and stuff from there. Okay, so basically you can see the LinkedIn is offline. I am not going to use the LinkedIn. It's not a good site for this strategy, and you can do without it. If you want to use LinkedIn, then you would just do YouTube direct to LinkedIn. Usually I do that with my main LinkedIn account, and it's just YouTube direct, and it's fine like that. Okay, so there's a couple of sites that you need to be careful of when you're doing this and one of them is definitely LinkedIn. The other one is Facebook. Okay, so let's just see what account I've got here, and it's my main account. Oh, okay, let's just see what happens then. Okay, now what I need to do then is make sure, if this is my main account being used, is the YouTube account has to be different. Okay, so I've got a different YouTube channel from my main one. That's okay, that's fine, because otherwise you're going to get all this duplicate content getting posted into your Facebook. Okay, I'm going to set this up, but I'm not going to use it because that Facebook account is my own Facebook account. So I'll set it up to show you the recipes, but I'm definitely not going to use that until I can change out Facebook. It's not the best example for me to use myself if I'm using a branded or one of my personal or main Web 2.0 or social network accounts. Okay, so anyway, let's go over to create, and there is no recipes created. Okay, so first we're going to start with YouTube now. Click on the YouTube and create one from new video updated. Create the trigger, then that, and from YouTube we're going to go direct to Blogger, and we're going to create a post, and I got my little section here that I can use. I can take from here, and I'm going to put in my feed burner URL as well. Okay, so we got in here title, we got embed code, and we got this stuff down here. Just replace that with this. So we got embed code. Now what we want to do is we want to put in our content as well. Just see, we've got description we can put in here, which is basically the content, and let's see if there's any others. We've got the URL, which is already in that actual body, but let's stick it in anyway, just for additional factors in case somebody swipes it. We'll put in author name as well. So we got a video, and we got the title, and we've got the embed code. So it's going to be the title, the video, the description, and that's exactly the way it would appear in YouTube as well. And we got the URL, and we got author name as well. Okay, we come down here, and we're going to remove these labels, and we're going to put our own SEO training videos, and we can put in free SEO training, something like that. Okay, so just create the action, create the recipe, and we are done. Okay, so that will post to Blogger. So next one, we're going to create another similar recipe. If this, go to YouTube, and we're going to choose new favorite video. So if I favorite a video from that channel, which can be one from another channel of mine, so I can curate my own content that way, then we'll post to Blogger again. So it doesn't matter if I upload or if I favorite a video, it's going over to Blogger. And the same thing here, we've got an embed code, we've got a line break, we're going to put in here description, and we're going to put in here URL, and we're going to put in here author name. Okay, now another thing we can do with YouTube is we can put in things like hashtags in the comments. There's no way for us to do it from inside here, but we can put in hashtags in the description. So let's just play around with that a little bit. So I can do that, and then I can come down and put in some hashtags. Hashtags SEO training, hashtag free SEO tools. When you're using hashtags, don't have any spaces in between, just like this, free SEO tools, and hashtag, let's do this time, let's see, traffic generation, and let's do one more, Commando SEO, something like that. Okay, and we're going to change this, and I'll put in here SEO training, free SEO tools, and I'm going to put in here traffic generation, and I'll put in here Commando SEO, for example. Okay, create that one. Okay, so if I favorite or I upload a video, it goes over to Blogger. Okay, so let's take it from there to create a new recipe. This time we're going to do it from Blogger, and we're going to any new post, which will come from YouTube ones initially, create a trigger, then that, and this time what we will do is we will post from Blogger over to Tumblr, create a text post with this one. You could create a video post. Let's go back and have a look. Video post in Tumblr from the given URL to a YouTube video, a Vimeo video, a URL to a video file. Now we're just going to create a text post. I remember I went through this and dug in deep to with it a long time ago. So we don't need this part here anymore because it's already going to get posted with the post content from Blogger, so we don't need to do that anymore. And you can see here it says from Blogger. What we can do is from Tony Hayes Blogger, and we've got the post URL. So we've got the title, we've got the content, we've got the post URL. Let's see if there's anything else we want in here, and we want to put the labels somewhere, but let me just see if it's going to be in the tags here. The tags we're going to remove, we're going to put the labels in here. So that's going to be the labels from Blogspot. Let's see if there's any more. Title, URL, content we already got. Post image URL. If we're using an image, it would make sense, but as it's a video at one, post published, that can be the date it's published. You can choose to do that or not. I'm going to put it in there. And when you've got down here, you can publish now, add to queue, save as draft, publish privately. Just keep it published now and it will just be automated for you. And that is done. Okay, now we've got that. So anything I upload, if I upload a video to YouTube, or I favorite a video in that YouTube channel, then it's automatically going to get posted to Blogger. And from Blogger, it's going to get posted to Tumblr. Now there's things I can do here. I can make two choices, or several choices, but let's focus on two at the moment. I can choose to make Tumblr go and post to somewhere like WordPress or those kind of things, and then from WordPress over to Reddit, and from Reddit to somewhere else. That will create the link wheel. Or I can be a little bit more refined in that, because we came a long way since we first did those type of recipes. And what we can do is we can focus on putting the power into Blogger instead. Okay, so what we can do then from this point is we can create a recipe, and we're going to do this time Blogger again, and Blogger we're going to do from there to, let's see, Facebook. Let's click on that. It should catch in a second. There we go. Any new posts by you at a Facebook location you specify. Status message. Now this looks a little bit different from before. Okay, I'm going to click on this one, any new post. Locate an area. Oh, that's something not right. Let's go back. What have they done? They keep changing things around. New status message. New link post. New photo post. Okay, from what I can see here, it's just, we're going to just do a link post. No fields to create. Okay, fine. We'll just get a link post. So if we post on Blogger, it will post a link from. Oh no, we've gone back. What's going on here? Restart from here. Something didn't catch. Okay, so let's start from Blogger. That's why I was confused. Okay, any new post on Blogger, create the trigger, then that. Now Facebook. Okay, should be looking different now. Here we go. That's what I wanted. Create a status message. Okay, in the status message we can choose what we want in there. So we're going to start off with putting the post title, and then we're going to follow that up with putting in the post URL, and then we're going to follow that up by putting in the content, and then we're going to follow that up by putting in here labels. Okay, so let's just see if we want to add anything else. Post published, it can add that or not, it's up to you. I will do it, and that is done. Okay, phew, I thought there was something really changed there inside IFTTT. I'm so relieved it hasn't. Okay, so there we got Blogger, and we'll post to Tumblr, it will post to Facebook, and we can post to the other two Facebooks as well. And I'm going to keep this video on while I do this, just so you can see that once you get used to doing this, you can do it very quickly. And if I'm not talking, I can do it even faster probably. Okay, so Facebook group, I'm going to choose that one. I'm going to leave it, I'm not going to push it. Click on activate, click on done. Continue to next step. Post the status message, and here what you can see is I can choose which group I want to post to. Okay, so I can post into my main Facebook group. So post title, post URL. Let's see if there's anything else we want in there. We'll put in the content, but that's a secret group. I don't want it to go in a secret group. Let's put it into this one here. Actually, you know what? I don't care. it's not going to create anything as far as the backlinks, because I've got a secret group and I've got a closed group. You can't see either, and these two belong to Holly. I think I helped to set these up, must have helped to set these up. So I'm just going to do this for the purposes of my own Facebook group, just so if I do post anything on that particular YouTube channel, they get the benefit of that, and I don't have to go and put a link in there to tell them, hey, there's a new video. So let's create one more recipe with the Facebook pages this time. Blogger, wait for it, any new post, wait for it, create the trigger, then that, right, Facebook pages, okay, create a status message. Good thing about Facebook pages is that they actually rank really well. So we're going to put in the title, and we're going to put in post URL, and we're going to put in the post content, and we're going to put in labels, and you can choose to put in the date. I'm going to do it, add that, create the action, and we are done. Okay, new recipe. If this, and this time what we can do, we can choose to do a couple of things from here. This is what I'm talking about, playing around with it, getting your own ideas, thinking about what you want to do yourself. If I open my channels up on a different page, it'll give me a better idea what I've got to work with as well. So let me just see what I've got activated. And so we've got to use Delicious, we've got to use Digo, and we've got Storify we can use, Twitter we can use, and WordPress we can use, but I'm not sure which WordPress account I've got on here. It's a WordPress.com account, perfect, okay. Okay, so let me just go back on that one. So this time I'm going to choose Blogger, and I'm going to choose new post, and we're going to bookmark the Blogger from this one. So you can see the Blogger is getting more and more powerful, and we'll choose Digo, add a public bookmark, post URL, take out these and just leave the labels. We want to get a title in here, post title, post content. We don't have any images because it's a video. Labels we've already got, post publish, we can add that in there, that's fine. So we've got a title, we've got a URL, perfect. Okay, create the action, create the recipe, we're done. Okay, let's go and do another one. This, and we'll take Blogger, and then new posts, we'll create the trigger, then that, Delicious, make a public bookmark, post URL, labels, Blogger, go. Just leave the labels. So we've got in here, we want to put a title again, title, content, and we can put in here, we've already got labels, let's just put in the post published. Sometimes it lets you put author name, some of these sites. There we go. Done. Okay, so Blogger's getting more and more powerful. It's getting bookmarked. It's getting backlinks back to it. And let's try Blogger. Add a new post. Create the trigger. And that. This time let's do WordPress. And we'll create a new post in WordPress. This is a WordPress.com. So we start with the title, we've got the post content from Blogger, and we can take this off here. Don't forget, in the post content in Blogger, we'll have this stuff down here, okay? It's already got this stuff in it, so we don't need to keep doing that every single time. Okay, so we post title, post content from Blogger, and categories, we can just select let's just choose labels in this instance. So we're creating categories in there, I'm guessing. And the tags, we're going to put in labels. Labels, add ingredient. Let me check that one more time. You could do it with your title as well. You could put your title as a category. I'm not. Okay, I'm just going to leave it the labels in here, and plus we'll have the labels in the tags, and that is fine. And we can create the recipe. Okay, now we've got the WordPress one, so let's create another recipe this time. We'll do this, and we'll start from the WordPress. So the blogger will post to WordPress, and the blogger will start a post here, create the trigger. If I make a post on WordPress, then we're going to bookmark that post, and let's do that with Bitly. Click on activate, allow, done, continue, add a public bookmark, post URL, want the title, and let's see what else we want in there. Content, we got tags and categories, and let's just leave it at that. Okay, that's created. So we get a bookmark to WordPress, which has a link going back to Blogger. We're making Blogger the sort of focus here, you see that? Okay, and we can do this whole syndication just by simply favoriting a video. Okay, it doesn't even have to be your own video, but better if it is. So let's create one more, because there's still a ton of stuff we can do in here. There's just so much we can do. So this one, Blogger, we're going to choose, add a new post, create a trigger, and if we post on Blogger, then we will, what will we do? Buffer. Choose the buffer, come on. It's not moving. We'll try one more time, then if it doesn't work I probably have to activate buffer. It worked this time. Activate. Allow access. And you can see we've got a choice here from the Twitter accounts that I've got, or I can put it into my Facebook page. I'm going to keep it to Twitter. It doesn't look too unusual posting, something a few times on Twitter than what it does on Facebook. So I'll click on add to buffer. We've got post title, post URL. Let's see if there's anything else we want to put in here. And we can put post content. No, we can't, because it's gone to Twitter. We just leave it post title, post URL. I think what I want to do, in case the title was too long, I want to make sure I can get my URL in here, because this is posting over to Twitter. If it cuts off any part of the title, I don't care, as long as I get the link coming from Twitter, and that is fine. Create the recipe, and we're done. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what we can do, sort of more advanced stuff. Okay, now if you want to do link rows, you can do it the way I showed you, where you would go from Blogger over to Tumblr to WordPress to LinkedIn, etc., etc. And it's always going to have that video embed in here. Now, what we were talking about before was doing the Google Plus link rows, and that's how you would do it. You would set it up in a slightly different way, where you would make the WordPress go to Tumblr, then Tumblr go to LinkedIn, LinkedIn go to Storify, etc., etc. And what we can do then is, to make it post from Google Plus, we need to go over to one of my sites called Commando Tube Tools. CommandoTubeTools.com, and we'll just click on that. I hope the site is fast today. Some days it's really slow. Yeah, not too bad. Go to Google Plus RSS tool, and we can put in here the UID. So for here, what I'm going to do is put in something about SEO training YouTube channel. Just fix that. SEO training videos from Anthony Hayes. And you'll notice I often change around from Tony to Anthony, and I do it kind of deliberately. It just keeps things looking a little bit different. And the link in here, what you can do is whatever link you've got in here will be put into your feed as well. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in here, and here we need to put in the Google Plus ID, and we can do it from, actually let's have a look. Let's go over to YouTube RSS feed tool here. I can put in my channel name. I can put in multiple channel names here. Tony Video Marketing, for example, and KISSIM.org. Okay, so I can do it for videos, channels, favorites, playlists. Let's just mix up the playlists and the videos. Actually, I'm just going to do videos. I find it works quite well, this one. Click on the submit. Okay. So it's going to mash these up if I wanted to mash it into one single feed, if I just fill in these details here, or I can take just the feed URL from here. Now, let me just go back a bit. Google Plus ID. I can put my feed URL in here. Sorry, I'm just thinking aloud right now. Yeah, I'm going to mash it. Okay, title. Put in here. Internet marketing and SEO. Put in here. Training. Put in here something going back to my site. Click on submit. Okay, now I've got a feed URL here, which I'm going to play around with. I'm going to just stick that in there for the hell of it. I haven't done it before, but let's see if that works. And I need to get my profile ID. I'll just jump over here quickly. I'll do a search to get my social profile ID. Social profile, core profiles. This is always good to have. Keep a little TXT file with all your main social profiles in there, so you can easily find it. You can see how quickly I did that rather than have to jump into a site to find it. Okay, click on that submit. Now I'm not even sure what that's going to do, but I'm going to stick it in just to see anyway. And now I have got this. Okay, I've got a RSS feed from my Google Plus RSS in here. Now what I'm going to do is come back over to IFTTT, and let's go to my recipes, and let's click on create a recipe. And this time I'm coming down, I'm going to take the feed, the big orange feed. Okay, new feed item. Okay, put the feed URL in here. That's the one I just created. Add that. So when I do a feed, add that, then make a post over to Blogger, add a new post, title, content, feed title, entry URL. Let's take this off here. We don't want it. And we're going to take off here this. And let's see what else we want to put in. Let's see, we got author name. We can stick in for the label. We've got feed title, and we're going to put SEO training videos. Okay. I don't really need to do much more in here, I don't think. Let's just take this and adding yet another RSS feed in here, which is kind of interesting to see how all this turns out. Sometimes when you're testing this stuff, it can end up looking pretty spammy, but unless you test it, you don't really know. And it's one of those things, it's kind of fun to play around with. So what we've done is if we make any post, on YouTube, it will go to Blogger, and then Blogger starts to become really powerful because it's got a lot of syndication with links coming back into Blogger and bookmarks. And what we've also done is we've taken the Google Plus RSS feed. So what we do then is for the purposes of demonstration, what we would do then in that situation is we would go over to our Google Plus account, and when we come in here, we're going to click over here and go to profile. Now this is only really useful if you're only posting stuff from your own updates and stuff like that. Okay, so you can see here that it will work if we're doing any +1s. It will work if we make any status kind of posting here. So if I do a link, I'm going to anywhere. By the way, if you use the link here, it makes a do follow link. Okay, so we can put a link in here, and we can choose to share that with all the circles, all the friends, and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. But what will happen then is that will then be syndicated over to Blogger, right? And then from Blogger, it's going to go through that whole cycle here for going to get posted on Twitter. It'll get a bookmark on Delicious and Deagle. It will get posted from Blogger to WordPress, then WordPress over here. So whatever you put in here, you need to be careful if you're using your main account, because I don't know if it's going to pick up even when you're just doing a comment, for example. But if you're doing a +1, it kind of makes sense that whatever you're doing +1s for will come up here. Okay, that will be added into that sort of feed that will go through to Blogger. So what you need to be careful is if you're using your main account, that any chatter you have in there, any discussions you have in there, isn't going to get syndicated. So I don't know if that's what happens. I've just been wary of that happening, that I used a separate Google Plus account just for the purpose of doing a syndication from Google Plus. That way I don't have any sort of discussion things going on, because I might say to someone, well, thank you or something, and I don't want that getting syndicated, you know, a post that says thank you. I don't know if that's what happens. Haven't tested it. Maybe you want to test it yourself. And basically, if you don't just use it for +1s and for sharing, do the link share here, then you need to kind of manually go in there and do it, or you can set up to do WordPress automatic into your Google Plus. I'm sure there's some plugins to do that. If not, we'll probably make one. It's pretty easy to do. It's pretty basic to be able to do that these days, although they don't actually provide that. But we've managed to crack the RSS feed for this one, and if that's working, and it's free as well to use this tool. Other people are charging, you know, some money for this, some serious money for this kind of thing. And you know, some of them will knock my tool, but believe me, it works pretty well. And the reason they're knocking it is because they want you to pay money to them. Okay, so if you're watching this and you know how you are, calling you out, I understand you want to make sales, but this works perfectly well. Okay, so that's it for this video. We've got all that kind of thing. What I'll do is I'll just quickly take a screenshot of this one, and we'll capture the entire page, and that's done. And we can save this one, and we're going to call this recipes IFT. We'll put this one Blogger, Advanced, and Google Plus. Okay, and we can add that in there. Okay, so that's us done 3 or 4 different kind of strategies, and you can see how easy that was to do. Okay, I'll just close this off. So if you got any questions, you can put them in the comments underneath. If you are going to do a comment, please do it via the Google Plus share. Okay, so just tick that little box, and so we can get some additional value into that site and get some other people in to get some free SEO training, because there's a lot of people charging a lot of money for a lot of shit these days. So this kind of stuff might help them and save them a little bit of money. So I would appreciate it. You can see how much time goes into preparing these videos before they can get onto the actual blog post. So if you enjoyed the video, then we would appreciate that you use the comment section underneath, make a comment, and you tick the Google share button. And thanks. I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be about getting Wikipedia links, and hopefully I'll have my little video submitter software back ready as well, which automates the whole process of uploading images and videos to wikimedia.com, and from there we can use the shortcode and go and find someone on Wikipedia to go and place that shortcode, and I'll show you how to use that to get links going back to your site or to your YouTube channel. Okay, so I'll see you in that video. That will probably be in a few days as we're waiting for the tool to be sort of redone. It needed update, as it's about a year old and we haven't really been using it that much. So once that's back, I'll do that video. So if you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, and thank you for your time and thank you for watching. Bye bye.